Goodness gracious. Okay, hi everyone, welcome. We did Islam, so we're just gonna jump right into it. So, Islam is based on the Quran, which is the Word of God as passed from Archangel Gabriel down to Muhammad, who then interpreted it to his people, and they put all of his messages together to create this book called the Quran. So it includes the 5 pillars of faith. So the Shahada is Muslims frequently recite their belief that there is no one worthy of worship except the one God, source of all creation, as well as their belief that Muhammad is the messenger. Salat is the act of prayer 5 times a day toward Mecca. Zakat is a Muslim gives generously to charity as an act of purification and growth. Psalm of Ramadan is Muslims fast during the month of Ramadan as an act of self-purification. And finally, the Hajj, if physically and financially able, a Muslim makes a pilgrimage to Mecca. So, Islam was founded by Muhammad in the 7th century. He was the messenger or prophet, and he was born in Mecca, which is in Saudi Arabia, in 571 AD. Throughout his adult life, he was a shepherd and a merchant. Then one day, he was meditating in a cave when he was visited by Archangel Gabriel, who gave him his first messages and marked the beginning of his prophethood and the first part of the Quran. For this, he suffered much persecution. He was mocked, though never physically harmed, since he was protected under his uncle's social name. So no one could ever touch him, but it eventually made him be exiled to Medina, though he later returned to Mecca so he could control the wild city and take away the evil spirits. But basically, over a span of 23 years, Archangel Gabriel had visited Muhammad and given him different different messages that make up the writings of the Quran. So the hearth is Mecca, which is the birthplace of Muhammad, where he met Gabriel, where he started his teachings, where he fled from after persecution, and then where he returned from Medina. He originally went to Medina because people were more responsive to his monotheistic values. So, locations, as you can see, it's mainly in the Middle East, Northern Africa, and Southeast and West Asia. So the main area where it's highly dense and populated is Saudi Arabia. As you can see, the hearth, like Medina and Mecca. This is due to people just being born into the religion. Then the surrounding areas, the orange areas, those were where Islam was diffused through trade. And then the pink areas, up here and over here, that's where Islam was diffused through conquering or conquest and migration. And then this is just like the hub, but Islam has diffused to people all over the world, which makes it a universal religion. So there are different sects of Islam, and they split as a result of disagreement over line of succession in Islam leadership. Both follow 5 pillars of faith and adhere to the Quran, though. So the largest branch is the Sunnis, which make up 88% of all Muslims. Sunnis literally means people following tradition of Muhammad, which means they believe the new leader should be elected by vote and not through bloodline. So what he did was elect a caliph. And what a caliph, it was named after Abu Bakr, which is Muhammad's close friend and successor for the leadership role. So they're following what Muhammad directly wanted. But the Shias or Shiites are, they believe the opposite, that leadership belongs to those that are of bloodline with Muhammad. Throughout history, they had not always looked at the caliph as the leader, but rather the person that they believe should lead instead. So as you can see, the Shias or Shiites are heavily populated in Iran and Iraq, and then pretty much the rest of the population is the Sunnis. Like, it's pretty much, the Shias are just heavily dense in one area. So the place of worship is the Kaaba. So that literally means cube in Arabic, as you can see the cube here. Muslims believe it was built by Abraham and his son Ishmael. It originally held statues of pagan gods and the Black Stone, which is on the southeastern wall of the Kaaba. And on his return from Medina, Muhammad came to the Kaaba and cleansed it of its evil spirits. And that eventually converted the city of Mecca to Islam. So this is the place where all Islams try to undertake the Hajj. It's also the place where they want to face 5 times a day when they pray. So when people come to the Kaaba, they circle it. It's custom to circle it, and then their goal is to kiss and touch it. Today, the Kaaba has a courtyard that has been modified to accommodate room for more than 15 million Muslims that visit annually. So the two sacred places are Medina and Mecca. So the first, Medina, means the city of prophet. It's where Muhammad fled and gained his followers. Like I said before, they were more receptive to him since he was the chief arbitrator when he arrived, so he gained lots of respect. Then also the Masjid al-Nabawi, or the Mosque of the Prophet, is also located here. Mecca is the holiest Muslim city. It's the site of many different things, such as his birth, the destination of followers' pilgrimage, as well as the exiled city and return city of Muhammad, which makes it his pilgrimage city as well. It's also the focus of prayer to Muslims, for they face Mecca 5 times a day when they pray. And it's also the site of Muhammad's first revelation of the Quran. Mecca is also labeled as a sacred city, so only Muslims are allowed in. Also a little fun fact, Muhammad's journey from Medina to Mecca marks the beginning of the Muslim calendar. There are 2 main symbols of Islam. The best known is the Star and Crescent, though it's not of Muslim origin. It was actually adopted from polytheistic views when it spread, which contributes to its modern controversy. Historians actually say it's more of a symbol for the Ottoman Empire versus Islam itself. The other big symbol is the Allah symbol. Muslims cannot depict God in any art form, so they use the word Allah as a representative symbol. Okay. There are 6 major beliefs of Islam. Belief in Allah, the only God, making it a monotheistic religion. The belief in angels, such as Gabriel. Belief in holy books, such as the Quran. Belief in the prophets, such as Muhammad. Belief in the Day of Judgment, which is when you stand in front of God after your death. And belief in God's predestination, or God's plan for you. Thank you all for listening.